Welcome to the Cayman's Island podcast, where we talk all things San Francisco 49ers. I'm your host, David Cayman. And for today's show, we're going to get into who I hope the Niners will draft with the 11th overall pick in the NFL draft. And then we're going to talk about what I think the 49ers are going to do with the 11th overall pick in the 2025 NFL draft. Let's get it. Now, to be honest with you guys, my first three picks really, I think, line up with most everyone who's got a mock draft out there. I'm going to give you my first 11 picks, the first 10 leading up to the Niners selection. And I'm going to tell you, like I said, what I kind of hope happens and then what I think ultimately that the Niners will end up doing. In this scenario, we're going to really discuss no trades at all. I know that almost every single draft year in the top 10, there's some type of crazy trade that throws the draft order out of whack and whatnot. We're just going to, for argument's sake, on this particular draft scenario, we're going to say that there are no trades. So with the first pick, I have the Tennessee Titans selecting Cam Ward, quarterback, Miami. Like I said, I think that's pretty much everybody's feeling consensus number one overall pick in the draft. With the second pick, I have the Cleveland Browns taking Travis Hunter, wide receiver / cornerback, athlete, Colorado. I think that's a no-brainer pick for the Browns. To be truthful with you guys, I would probably let the guy play corner and wide receiver. The Browns aren't winning anything soon. Truthfully, they don't have a lot to lose. The kid is young, man. I'd let him try his hand at both and just see what happens. I really have confidence in the kid, and I think he can do it. With the third overall pick, I have the New York Giants taking Abdul Carter, edge rusher out of Penn State. Again, no super surprises here. I think with almost every mock I've seen, even some crazy ones, those are kind of the first three picks pending no trades. At number 4, I have the New England Patriots selecting Will Campbell, offensive tackle out of LSU. I think this is a really good fit, man. Patriots couldn't block anybody. I want to say PFF maybe even have them rated like the worst in the NFL last year, on interior blocking. With the 5th overall pick, I have the Jacksonville Jaguars taking Mason Graham, defensive lineman out of Michigan. Number 6, man, Pete Carroll and the Raiders. I think this is a perfect match for these guys. I think that Pete's going to go ahead and try to find his Marshawn Lynch and Ashton Genty with this pick. And I really do think that's going to work out really, really well for them. But number 7, I have the New York Jets selecting Jalen Walker, edge rusher out of Georgia. One of my favorite players in the draft. Just an athletic freak, man. You guys know already that I'm a big Georgia Bulldogs fan. I would hate it if he went to the Jets because I just feel like it's the Jets, man. I don't know. I just feel bad for him if that does pan out. With the 8th pick, I have the Carolina Panthers taking McMillan, wide receiver out of Arizona. That guy's 6'5" frame in that particular system with Bryce Young. I think that's a really good fit there. Number 9, the New Orleans Saints. I think with what happened with Derek Carr, I think they have to go Shedeur Sanders here, quarterback, Colorado. I'm not too high on Shedeur. I'm not too low. I know he comes from that Sanders pedigree, and I feel like he's at least going to do every single thing he can to perfect his craft. And I wouldn't say I feel like he's going to be terrible. I don't want to say he'll be super great either. I think just time will tell, and we'll have to see. With the number 10 pick, I have the Bears taking Tyler Warren, tight end. I think this is going to be very, very beneficial. Tyler Warren can catch, he can block, and do everything. And I think that will definitely help that offense substantially. With the 11th pick, and this is where I feel that this is my hope. This is where I'm hopeful that Armand Membu will fall to the 49ers here with the 11th overall pick. If this does happen on draft day, this Thursday, we'll be doing multiple happy dances. But to be honest with you guys, I really do feel like Armand probably is going to go earlier in the draft. I could see the Jaguars selecting him. It would be a super shock to me if the Jets did not take him. Now, I know what you're thinking at this moment. Well, if Armand's taken by the Jets and Jalen Walker's there, wouldn't you just swap those picks? I don't know why I feel this way, but I just feel like the Niners are going to take the one pick that I'm a bit nervous about. I feel like if Armand Membu is not there, that they're going to end up taking Mykel Williams out of Georgia. And I think it has a lot to do with just the fact that we haven't been able to produce really any consistent edge rush opposite Nick Bosa for several years. Nothing consistent. There's been a few glimmers of hope here and there, but nothing to write home about whatsoever. And to me, man, while I like Mykel Williams, I do. I mean, 6'5", just, speed, just everything. It checks every box. It checks every physical box that you would want for an edge rusher opposite Nick Bosa. The only thing I would say, and I know he dealt with some injury issues, but the only thing I would say is, man, when I watched him last year for Georgia, he just didn't dominate off the edge consistently like I want to see him do, I mean, for those of you guys that don't know, I mean, Georgia's stacked full of talent. I figure that you would just see more numbers hop off the page in that particular defensive scheme and considering the players that Georgia already had on the team. Again, not saying he can't be a monster. I mean, you got Nick Bosa on one side. You're going to have to kind of pick and choose what you want to do. I just feel a bit nervous, a bit hesitant about Mykel Williams. Again, that's my guy, man. That's my Georgia Bulldog. I like the guy a lot. I just think there's such a need. Well, the 49ers have a bunch of needs anyway, but I feel like John Lynch, Kyle Shanahan, I just feel like they see that frame, they see that physical specimen, and they think, what could it be if finally, somebody is there, young, that size, that skill set, coming off the edge opposite Nick Bosa. I mean, we could also go interior defensive lineman here as well. Like I said, my happy dance hope is that Armand Membu out of Missouri will be there. Man, honestly, for me, a dream come true considering, man, that Trent's getting, I mean, I'm going to be honest, I don't even know if Trent's going to play this year. He may hang it up. I haven't heard anything about it. It's almost been radio silence regarding Trent Williams this offseason. It could really be one of those, he's just keeping quiet on retirement so that way what the 49ers plans are not getting released to everyone, so to speak. So tell me what you think in the comments, guys. Where do you think the Niners are going to go with the 11th overall pick? If I had some sort of magical wish, I would probably make the 49ers trade down and just stack as much young talent as they possibly can. But again, if we have to pick at 11 and Armand's there, that's a must-have. If Armand Membu's not there, like I said, I just feel in my gut that we're going to end up taking Mykel Williams. Tell me what you think, guys, in the comments. If you like what you saw today, make sure you subscribe. Take care.